From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast on the Penalty Box Radio Network.
Welcome into the most ridiculous podcast in sports and pop culture. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Hey-o.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold Mayday beer. Let's get after it. As always, Pucks Out is powered by Mayday Brewery, the official beer. Pucks Out Podcast. Catch them every Tuesday for trivia and Thursday for bingo. How you doing this week, bud?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Good House of the Dragon episode. Good weekend of football.
Ooh, yeah.
Sorry about your Commanders, brother. My Titans had to take it to them. So, hey, Brian Robinson's back.
Well, I wouldn't say
though,
they took it to them. That was a little bit of a struggle win against the Commanders.
You're down on them because they're your team. I think that they're they have their struggles for sure, but I don't think they're a bad football team. I mean they've got a lot of bright spots. Can definitely exploit some weaknesses with that defensive line. Yeah. So I mean, hey, we have
See,
the Titans.
You're doing what I do with Auburn, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I mean. They've been right there in a lot of games, though. I mean, Auburn has not, bro. Like, we were struggling against San Jose State, okay? That's not the same as struggling against the Dallas Cowboys, bro. It's just not, No, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Yeah, that was a struggle win, but all wins in the NFL are struggle wins, bro. That was a pick'em game. So I mean, it wasn't. I mean, the books thought that they were evenly matched. So I'm not taking any win for granted for sure, man. But yeah, doing all right. Yeah. Just did a little work around the house this weekend. So finally got our new bed, our king size bed set up. So it's so much,
nice.
So much room. I don't have to. Worry about the dog taking over because hey, just take over that whole area over there. So, but what about you, bro? Oh yeah, excited about hockey. Very excited about hockey. Preds are looking good. Yeah. So excited about that, man. But other than that, just hanging out, bro. Hanging out.
Sounds good. Yeah. Same here, man. Just been working, been streaming. Got to get done here and get a bunch of housework done. But yeah, don't forget to check us out on Patreon and Twitch to support the show. Before we move on, let's get that fit check. Obviously, it's opening day on day of recording. It's Tuesday. It's officially open day for the NHL, so I'm rocking, that Preds jersey. What do you got today, dude?
Nice. Yeah, went with the Kraken shirt, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be rocking Preds gear all year, so rocking the Kraken shirt, and then hey, NSC playoff party. NSC playoff party, baby. Let's go. Nashville SC hat on, gonna be repping. I see you got yours on. So we got the Galaxy. So the 5 seed. So let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah. We got this. All right, y'all. Let's head on over to some news.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
Hockey is back. We record on Tuesdays. It is officially open night. We've got Tampa at New York and Vegas at Los Angeles tonight. However, this is not the first game of the regular season because the Preds opened it up against San Jose with the global series, but the NHL season is opening night. I'm excited. Obviously, we'll have games of the week finally returning later in the episode. But these games tonight and on Wednesday are not part of games of the week officially.
Gotta duke it out. Gotta duke it out again, brother. Coming back.
Who do you? Yeah. So who do you think? So not part of the games of the week record. Let's do a quick prediction. I think Rangers and Los Angeles win tonight.
Rangers and Los Angeles are your choices. Sorry, I'm on the wrong date because we were doing games of the week. So let me, you said Rangers and LA are your choices. Is that correct? I'm going to go with the Lightning and the Knights. Should we just put our money where our mouth is? Go throw a little on it,
Yeah, I might open up the app and deposit some money for that when we get done. Here.
Yeah, I already won some Preds money, man. Day one won about $60.
Nice.
Looking forward to it. I mean, we're back in hockey. Hockey's back. First games, as you said, were in Prague, the Czech Republic. Predators looked good. I mean, this is a Sharks team that has been kind of weak. So hard to kind of tell where they were. Luke Kunin looked good. A former Predator.
Yeah, he did.
He definitely kind of showed out in the games. But the Predators, I liked a lot of their moves. All of the guys that we kind of brought in, provided something. I mean, just having it was not that I forgot, but having McDonough back there, at the blue line was a pleasant, surprise to have that kind of leadership late at the end of the game. A lot of times where they're protecting that 3-1 lead and that goal slips in all the way, and then it's 3-2 and everybody's scrambling. I thought he kind of did a good job of quarterbacking and leading during that time, and obviously Nito Ryder. Man, he's pretty known for his hot and cold streaks, but he's actually a big-bodied guy that I think I really like the lines that John Hines put together. Got two good goaltending performances, a good comeback in the second day without your starting goalie there. Really a lot to look forward to. And now, first two games of the season out of country, it's hard to really tell what it is you're going to be seeing long term. But I was most certainly encouraged with the Predators' performance against the Sharks. Held Carlson to nothing, which has not been too difficult the past couple of years. But I liked a lot of the moves. I liked a lot of the setups, and I felt like they were carrying on from last year. Obviously a bad playoff showing, but then again, who wouldn't have had a bad playoff showing? Putting shots on. I mean, we always laughed and joked about Peter Laviolette, and I always called him Gene Hackman from Hoosiers because of how much it seemed like they were required to pass. But they're actually putting shots on net. I'm more comfortable with their goal scoring. You feel like they can go score a goal with any one of those lines. So hey, maybe that's just homerism speaking, but I'm glad to say it. So.
Yeah, moving on to something that's never easy to talk about. Aaron Cole from Tampa Bay suspended for sexual assault allegations. A anonymous complaint came out. Apparently, he was sexually abused and was grooming a underage female. I'm not going to get too into specifics, but the complaint went into some pretty detailed specifics about when, where, who was there, who was witnessed it, and he has been suspended with pay. And the NHL will question him, and I believe that authorities are getting involved. So we'll,
I was going to say, I was going to say, as much as I believe Gary Bettman to be a great detective, I was like, let's get some law enforcement officials involved in this. I just don't feel like the NHL at this point, they shouldn't be involved past, hey, we're going to suspend this guy. And we're going to kind of cut ties with him. So
Yeah.
It's a needed loss for the Lightning for sure. You don't want that around your team.
Yeah, and I do want to remind everyone, if you are a normal listener to the show, you know usually how we land on these kind of topics. We believe victims. We want to see investigations about that. See justice. However, I see all over online everyone says that what happened to innocent until proven guilty, and I feel like we are reminding these idiots all the time that doesn't that's in the court of law. You know
Ian
what the
Cole,
NHL is not? It's not a court of law.
Ian Cole absolutely should not go to prison without going through the justice system. So don't hear what we're not saying. He is innocent until proven guilty. But playing in the NHL is not a right. Okay, that is not written in our Constitution.
Yeah.
That's not a right, dude. That is a privilege that they afford to. I'm not gonna comment. I haven't done any research on it. All we can go by is a multi-billion-dollar organization has suspended him from his millions of dollars worth of contract. Okay, so that's all we can go on. One would tend to think that we've seen this a lot. That's not normal for the team to make this decision. That's usually we'll let they usually will release him, or if it's bad enough. So I'm not. Hey, you are absolutely innocent until proven guilty within the confines of the law. If the Lightning feel that they have enough,
and it is wild that it is. Yeah. It is wild that there are people out there who are saying things like, well, this is just somebody wanting to smear Ian Cole. Who's out there deciding they want to smear the name of Ian Cole? That is a wild player. If you wanted to just pick a player.
Ian Cole has been a valuable asset to me in fantasy hockey here and there. Hey, some key needed ads and blocks and what he's provided me. So don't hear what I'm not saying, but I don't think that my opponents are out there, let's take down Ian Cole and then Brandon's empire falls. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a weird thing. So it goes to the bigger difference is, and what I could agree with people, or what people would say is, what if this was Nikita Kucherov? You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I could see people saying, like,
wild.
Would they?
So you're going on record and saying that Ian Cole sexually assaulted Nikita Kucherov?
No. That's off record talk, Bobby.
Okay,
no, I'm saying, what would the what would the Lightning, and that means everybody else out there can't use it either. Okay. What would the Lightning do if it was him? And that would be a bigger question, is, was this enough to be, hey, we got to distance ourselves now while we have the opportunity? Or is it because it's Ian Cole that, all right, we can suspend Ian Cole. We can do all right. We didn't win any cups with Ian Cole, so I'm not worried about it. That would be more of my wondering, conspiracy theory thought process on the whole ordeal.
Yeah. All right. Let's so Mackenzie Weegar re-signs with the Flames to an 8-year, $50 million extension. I like that. This is a good young player. Was with Florida previously. I've got him in a couple leagues, and I think this is a great re-signing for the Flames.
Sorry, I was just looking up a little Mackenzie Weegar information. 6.25. That's a high number for sure. Hopefully he can kind of play up to that. 21, 22, he had 44 points. Obviously, as a defender, that's a nice little number there. Sorry, I'm trying to look how old he is. Oh, he's 28. You know, I mean, get your bag, man. I mean, I think he's a valuable
Yeah.
asset to the Flames for sure. So I guess we're probably going to start seeing a little bit more higher contracts than we kind of expect. With probably inevitably the raising of the salary cap coming, so I mean, a lot of teams are going to be like, hey, we can kind of eat this
Yeah.
here because in a few years we're going to gain X, whatever percentage their number guys have figured out. So, a team that had some guys walk away from it, it's nice to see them be able to kind of sign some other guys, young guys and new guys to the squad.
All right. Connor Ingram signs with the Arizona Coyotes off of waivers from the Preds. He was not going to get much playing time with the Preds. I think they were trying to maybe get him to slide under the radar. A logistical gamble. I think this is good for him. I think that him getting there is going to give him a lot of playing time where he wasn't going to get much in Nashville. And now their top two goalies are former Preds.
Yeah, it's hard to have guys fly under the radar with the team like the Coyotes, a team that is flying so far under the radar. They can see everything above them. So when you toss something under the radar, they're like, "Hey, you see that guy? Let's go get him." We kind of talked about it. Hey, great for Connor Ingram. I like the guy. I think that he did well in his spot starts for us. Was sad to see him go, though. I kind of liked having him around, but like you said, it was just not really gonna be possible for us. So, gonna see him get some playing time. Maybe look to him at some point for some spot starts in fantasy hockey.
Yeah,
so, see
for sure. Let's move to outside the NHL.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
Nashville Soccer Club makes the playoffs. This is their second year in the MLS and their second year in the playoffs. So keeping up that Nashville tradition of making the playoffs, but we need to see them win it all.
We'll see. Yeah.
What do you like their chances?
Yeah. I mean, this is a good team. We've seen them quite a few times this year as season ticket holders. I don't really watch a lot of MLS outside of NSC really, so it's hard for me to tell. I don't know our overall chances, but tougher. The West is traditionally tougher. The fifth seed there playing the Galaxy, so definitely going to be rooting them on as far as chances go. Soccer, anything can happen in some soccer. So, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe we'll try to go catch a home playoff game.
Oh yeah. Matt Rule fired from the Panthers. I mean, he wasn't getting the job done. This is the NFL. Yeah. I know a lot of people wanted to see him be there for longer, but there was no sign of improvement. When you look at a team like Washington, who is also doing bad and Ron Rivera, you see some semblances of hope there. You see that Ron Rivera, you've seen what he's done in the past. There is an understanding that this was not a great team going in, whereas with Carolina, you've got Christian McCaffrey. You bring in Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's not doing too great.
Well, after having brought in Sam Darnold, yeah. So I mean, I agree with this firing. Interesting. I mean, I guess they gave him a few games to try to right the ship. 5 games. He's always made some interesting choices. So I think fantasy wise, kind of glad to see him go. I think the team is definitely glad to see him go as well.
Yeah. Speaking of firings, do you think Mike Tomlin gets fired this season if this continues with the Steelers?
No.
You think he just rides it out?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, he should be able to. I mean, he's gone from having that, legacy quarterback that kind of really hung on too long and won them just enough games to never really give him a different option at quarterback. Uh, to getting a first round caliber guy in Kenny Pickett, whether he'll turn out to be, pan out or not is left to be seen. But a tough division, a guy that's, always squeaking out winning seasons. I don't think he'll be in the coach house for long if he is fired. Nor should he
Yeah.
be in my mind.
Oh, I
I don't.
agree. I mean, I think that there comes a time as a team that change needs to be made. I don't think that he's not a bad coach. I don't think that the issues with the Steelers are on him, but we've seen before that sometimes the match just isn't there anymore. Mike Tomlin and Ben Roethlisberger, they had a good mesh. I think that this is Pittsburgh will. I don't think the city, the fans, or the ownership will deal with this just a bad season for long. I think that they will. If something doesn't improve in the next 3 or 4 weeks, I could see him being gone in 4 weeks.
Yeah, I don't.
I think he'll be.
so.
I think he'll be picked up. I think he'll be have a. I think he'll be a head coach. If that's the case, he'll be a head coach somewhere else within early in the postseason.
This is a team that's had I think 4 head coaches ever of all time. So I mean, I don't think that we see him go mid-season if he goes at all in my mind.
Yeah. Draymond hits pool, just an absolutely wild. Draymond Green, sucker. I wouldn't call it a sucker punch, but he knocked the shit out of Jordan Poole. I think he took some, step back from the team. There's video of it. He stemmed from obviously some off-court issues. Draymond Green got up in his face. Jordan Poole pushed him out, and
I would say suckered. I would say suckered. Because
I would say it rides the line.
Right, like in normal context, like if they were out and about at like a bar or something, and you push a guy like that, bro, you've opened up the fight here. But 2 teammates like Draymond getting up in your face, and you push it and getting pushed back, dude. You push him back, and then jaw jacket. Like, I mean, this is like any other workplace on earth. Like, somebody's going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, and well, it was absolutely crazy. Like you said, you saw the video. Like, it was like he got some wind on it. He got some wind behind that punch, man. It was for your teammate. That's not a locker room scrap in my mind, personally.
It's hard to come back. Yeah, it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think that the team will accept him back. I think that this is going to have, that is one of their best players. This is going to have an impact on the team. That's going to have an impact on his career. There are things you don't do, and there are lines you don't cross as professional athletes, and he crossed that line.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
And not only did he cross it, his apology was so bad that I am surprised he wasn't forced to make an apology about his apology.
Right.
I mean,
I'm sorry to his family. I'm sorry to, this. It was basically like, oh man, sorry, I beat you up. Sorry
like
about
when
that.
he started it, when he started the sentence with, I know that like my mom, my parents watch these kind of videos. I thought he was going to apologize to his parents for embarrassing his family like that. I thought that's where that was going.
No.
And then he comes out with, I apologize to his mom for knocking the shit out of him.
I never really liked. I mean, this is a dirty player doing dirty player things. Like, this isn't like his first instance. Like, oh my God, this isn't going to be in the murder documentary where they're like, oh my goodness, I never could have seen him doing that. Draymond was so sweet. He would never hit one of his teammates in the face. People are like, yeah, I can see it. I can see old Dre doing that, man. That's just like, it's just low blow. Like, playing dirty against other players is one thing. We all have our thought process about that. It is a game. But to your own teammate, like, this is a team that can go back and win another championship. And
Yeah.
so what do you got to complain about, man? I don't know. There's something going on there.
Yeah. The NFC East is the best division in all of football. They have the only undefeated team, and all of this is really hard to say because my team is in that division. They are part of what makes that division the best division in football. But the Eagles at 5-0, Cowboys at 4-1, the Giants at 4-1, and Washington's in there. They are certainly a team in the NFL.
Hold on. Haven't a couple of their Washington's losses come from NFC East teams?
I want to say two of them. Yeah.
They
beat the Jags. They lost. Two of those losses.
Boom. So they are contributing by adding wins to the other teams, making your division the best. So don't beat yourself up there, buddy. That's valuable.
And on day of release, we get to see what could be, I would say, the most boring game for Thursday Night Football. But after last week's Thursday Night Football, I don't think that's a little hard to beat. Washington versus the Bears.
Ooh, hey, I at least I think this will be so bad it's fun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that, like the other game was more just like, oh, these two defenses are stopping really stale, bad offenses. I think that it's going to be a lot like that, but more fun, hopefully. People are going to accidentally score. There's going to be chaos. NFC East is looking good, man. Cooper Rush. All right, let me pose a question to you. As I know how big of a Dallas Cowboys fan you are, so I'm going to give you the first I'm going to give you the first crack at it. They're talking about Dak Prescott coming back from injury. Cooper Rush goes out and wins another football game. Do you really throw? I mean, I'm not suggesting keep Dak Prescott out forever, but do you rush him back onto the field when you're winning games?
Do you rush him back on the field? I guess if he's healthy. If he is determined to be 100% healthy, you get him out there. I believe that he gives the team the best chance at winning. Now, Cooper Rush has proven himself, I believe. What that tells me is you do not rush Dak back early. If you don't get a full 100% healthy check from him, you don't bring him back. But when you do bring him back, he's not on a short leash. He's still Dak Prescott. But you keep an eye. You don't be afraid to switch it up every once in a while. Change personnel out. Maybe put them on a pitch count for a game.
Yeah, I'm more of the thought process of, hey man, you can't pull a guy when he's hot. I mean, if he's hot right now and he's doing well, I think it's more than that, though. I think that this is you have that aspect, but you also have the aspect of, they have said over and over again, Dak Prescott is our starting quarterback. Well, yeah. I mean,
I think
absolutely.
I think that when you're dealing with quarterbacks and contract negotiations and stuff, I think that you kind of have to put him back in, unfortunately. And again, I'm talking about what I think is going to happen.
Who's saying?
Personally,
that's definitely what's going to happen. He's going to go back in way too early, just like Russell Wilson did, and be a shell of himself. And I think that we see this team decline a little bit if they put him in too early. They're going to do that. Jerry Jones has already said it on some local talk radio station. So it's happening. No matter what we say, That's more of a what would Bobby do? I'm giving Prescott a couple weeks, man. You know, if the gameplay is have him available, you know, he's available, but you know, he's still working through some stuff, and things go bad. We're bringing him in, and then we're gonna go for it with him from there.
If it's me running the team, what I'm doing is if say this week he shows up, he says, "Coach, I'm healthy." The trainer says he's healthy. I am not starting him, but I'm also not releasing that he's fully healthy.
Right.
I'm letting it float out there that he's still dinged up a little bit. I don't want, because what I don't want it to be is, I don't want it to be on the news cycle on first take. The first thing I want is Dak Prescott, second, backup quarterback.
It's narrative for sure. When he's healthy, you gotta start him. Though, I mean, that is the business decision for sure. No consequences outside of that. I mean, Dak Prescott has,
but pure football, I'm starting Cooper Rush.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, he's looked, he's connected with his big receivers a lot better. But we've been talking a lot about the Cowboys a lot. The Eagles are looking nasty right now, man. They're just looking. They're looking like a potential Super Bowl winner. I mean, Jalen Hurts is really meshing with his guys well. A real dual threat. I mean, a guy that has some weapons at his disposal, and they're really showing out, man. I'm so sorry to say all this. So sorry to say all this.
I mean, I'm looking at this. I mean, listen, they're great. They're a good football team this year. They're a great football team this year. I think that they've had a little. I'm not saying that any week is easy for the NFL, but I think they've had a little bit of schedule luck. The Lions, the Vikings, Commanders, Jaguars, and Cardinals. I think this week against the Cowboys is going to be a good matchup. I think the Eagles win. I think they beat the Steelers. I think they beat the Texans, and they play the Commanders again. They don't have, in my opinion, a real tough matchup for another 6 weeks. 6 weeks against the Packers. Then they have Packers and Titans, and then, I mean, I think that this is a good regular season team. I don't think that they will be a good postseason team.
Yeah, no, I disagree. That cold. You get into playoff time, it's cold. There's nothing better to have at your disposal than a good running quarterback with good receiver weapons and good running back weapons. I'm with you. I hear what you're saying. I don't like 100% disagree with you. But I just feel, this is a good team that did well last year, and then they kind of stepped into themselves this year with some actual receiving threats.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying.
And I guess that win against Minnesota is a good win. Minnesota's 4-1, so I guess it's that is a strong win for the Eagles. I guess I didn't realize that Minnesota was 4-1.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams pushes down cameraman. He actually did give a legitimate apology that you would want to see from a professional athlete, which was straight up, "I apologize. Shouldn't have done that." He said he reached out privately to him before the apology and apologized directly. I mean, it is what it is. Emotions are high. Shouldn't have done it. I don't know if he'll get fined or anything. I'm assuming the NFL will fine him. I think that after the fact that this is just part of being a competitor and being having emotions.
No suspension, you don't think? I think
I said I don't know if he'll get a suspension.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think a game suspension's coming.
Yeah, I think he'll get a fine and a game suspension. I mean,
the fine, the fine will be, he'll be so sad about that fine. I heard he's poor and he doesn't have a lot of money, so he'll be sad about that, I'm sure. But I think that suspension is coming. And as a guy that's pretty sad because they have a bye this upcoming week, and the following week, obviously I would have him back, but with the 1 game suspension, I'll lose him for 2 weeks in a row in my dynasty league, and just taking my first L this week, is tough. So I think he deserves a 1 game suspension. I don't know about you, but I mean,
This will also, and as of 5 hours ago, the cameraman filed a police report against him as well.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's a little much to me, man. Like, I don't know if he had any injuries or
I mean,
what. Like,
I don't know.
but-
I mean, that could also be, because I think he was an employee of the NFL. That could be a union thing, and that could be just to just to cover everyone's asses. Could be lawyers doing lawyer shit. Who knows?
yeah, I mean, it's
honestly.
definitely, but I mean, what? I mean, he's not in Oakland. You're not in Oakland anymore. All right. So, but yeah, that was. Come on, man. You gotta lose, but you gotta lose a little better than that.
All right, we're gonna move into our main topic of the day, which is our biggest surprises this NHL season. That we think is gonna happen. Biggest boom, biggest bust. What you think? I guess your biggest hot take this NHL season. Why don't you start us off, and what you think is gonna surprise people this season?
That is. Okay. I am gonna. Davey finally wins the bet this year. Columbus goes to the playoffs. That's gonna be it. Davey wins the bet. Columbus is a surprising team and make the playoffs. And I'm looking at the teams that they gotta battle against. And I'm not super confident in my pick, but that is gonna be my my outlandish pick for today.
Okay. I guess for mine, I'm going to say, let me look up something for real. I just want to look at his numbers last season because this might not. All right, I'm going to say. Kirill Kaprizov wins the Art Ross.
Ooh, okay. I don't that's points, right? Points.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't hate it because that's one that can, it can't be won by anyone. It can be won by one of two people. But going outside the box, that's definitely definitely.
If I had to choose someone other than those two, I would say Kirill Kaprizov. And I think he wins that and the Hart. Now, again, this is not my preseason predictions. This is just a long shot.
These I think
would be surprising. But if I had to pick a surprise that I think could happen, I think
these are
wins the
crazy
Hart and the
things
Art Ross.
that could happen. We don't 100% think that they will happen, but could happen.
Yeah.
All right. So for a bust, I am gonna pick a squad that I think misses the playoffs. I think the Capitals missed the playoffs. That's my big bust.
Ooh.
I think the Caps miss this year.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate that. I mean,
it's not wow. It's not way out there or anything.
Yeah.
It's not the Avs miss the playoffs or something. But yeah, man, I think that this could be the year. I thought about doing Pittsburgh, but I do that every year, and that's just I think everybody thinks at this point like, oh, it's just wishful thinking for him.
I think the Bruins missed the playoffs.
That was almost mine. They've been kind of right on that cusp for a little bit, so I was not sure. Not a bad call in my mind.
But go ahead.
Sorry. No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
I was gonna move on to games of the week unless you had anything else.
Nope. Perfect.
Okay. All right, guys, let's move on to games of the week. Finally, it has returned.
Games of the week. Bobby and Brandon do the work, so you don't have to. The best from around the NHL and what to watch.
All right. After last season, we are 1-1. We have both won one after the first two seasons. Last season I had went 81, 45, and 3, 64.29% correct. Bond also did very well with went 69, 57, and 3,
Nice.
54.76%.
Nice. 69 wins,
so,
baby. So
yeah.
really, I won.
So
I think I made that joke last year.
You did. You didn't, but it makes you feel a little bit better.
If we're landing right on that, yeah, that's the goal. Okay, so no big deal. No big deal.
This year we're doing something a little bit different. We're still taking into account the overall record, but we'll also be taking into account is that each of these games that we choose the winner, we're going to attempt to bet $1 on money line. So therefore, however many weeks are in the NHL games of the week that we do, multiplied by 5, that will be how much we wagered, and then we'll see how where we need to keep track. This will be maybe we'll obviously have to keep track of it, but and see who did better that way. But as the reigning champ, I'll lead us off with my first game of the week. I'll be there in attendance. Our co-host from the Fantasy Goons will also be there. Dallas at Nashville on Thursday at 7:30. I'm gonna, you know what? I want to be able to. I don't want to. It's the home opener. I don't want to split my buys. I'm going Preds.
Okay. All right, so my first game of the week is going to be the Avs Flames, same night, Thursday, the day of this release, 8:30 p.m. This is tough. I
already tilting.
I am going to go with the Flames. I'm throwing my money on the Flames to start off the season.
All right. On why does that say Wednesday? That's not supposed to be Wednesday. I think that's supposed to be Friday.
Yeah.
On Friday the 14th, Tampa at Columbus. I got this bet with Davey, and I gotta live true to that, but not right. I'm taking Tampa over Columbus.
Okay. Well, living true to the bet would be always betting against them.
Oh yeah. Sometimes who the fuck that bet? It's at this point, it's become just it's been done it so long that I forget sometimes when I'm rooting for it.
It's become me winning the bet every time. So
yeah,
I have the Rangers playing the Jets. Now I think I picked the Lightning earlier for opening night of hockey. I am going to go with the Rangers for this game on Friday at Winnipeg at 6 p.m.
Nice. My third game of the week, I've got Calgary at Edmonton, a great matchup, a great rivalry. I think this comes down to who's at home, and so I'm taking McDavid, Draisaitl, and the Oilers to win this game.
Okay. Don't hate that. I have for my first Saturday game, I think we both picked 2 Saturday games because of no Sunday games, which was weird. Matchup I'm excited for, the Kings and the Wild. Your Art Ross winner, Kaprizov, he'll be there. But the Kings are a team that are very intriguing to me this year. They were a playoff team last year. I think that's definitely in their realm of possibilities of staying there. I am going to go with the Wild, though. I think the Wild pulled this out at home. I really like that squad, so
I agree with that.
I'm gonna take that. Try to get that dollar and make it a little bit more money.
Yeah. My second Saturday game, the same time as my other game, but switch between them. Vegas at Seattle. Kind of a rivalry in the making. I think Vegas comes in. I think Vegas kind of fixes the issues that they had last season, and I think Seattle is still gonna have a lot of those issues. And I'm taking Vegas in that one. I think it's gonna be a close matchup,
Yeah.
but I like Vegas in that one.
Yeah, and we both have done it, and I think we both pick Seattle. That's probably not gonna, and probably something will change with the gambling aspect of it. Probably won't net us a lot of money, I mean, on a straight money line bet. So that might be something that we avoid in trying to pick better games and trying to pick the winners of those bigger games. I have the Lightning playing the Pens as my other Saturday game. I think, honestly, this is going to be strange. I think the Pens. I think the Pens at home are actually gonna beat the Lightning there. So I'm gonna go with the Pen. Unfortunately, I have to pick the Penguins there.
For my last game of the week, I've got Florida. The President's Cup winners from last season going into Boston. I know I just said I think Boston misses the playoffs, but I want the value, and I think Boston at home to start off is going to come out swinging. Just to get that value, I'm going to take Boston.
Okay, not a bad choice. Yeah, I mean that's going to be kind of some of our thinking here is trying to catch a little value. Mine in this last one, I'm not gonna go for value because Hurricanes playing the Kraken. I am, despite the shirt, go Kraken. I want all teams to be, not the Coyotes. So I want it to be a solid NHL. But I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes, a team that I'm super high on, that have made some moves. I'm really intrigued to watch this team play as well. We're getting close to I say kickoff, but probably call it puck drop in hockey, right? For our first game of the night. So I'm excited about that.
Nice. All right. That wraps it up for games of the week. We're going to move into joke of the week.
The weird. Corey Perry. See, I don't like this. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish.
Each sixth chick sat on a stick. Little tongue twister.
And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
All right. You talked about this one this morning. I'll let you intro it, but I feel like by now everyone's kind of seen it a little bit. But there is an update to it as of today.
We did. We actually got some word from the man himself, the Wrangler, Brett Favre. We've all, it's something that's kind of just, I think, kind of fallen in between the cracks of our recordings. We had stuff going on. I think we kind of just missed it. So we never really talked about it.
Yeah.
But Brett Favre, the welfare queen, as I've been calling him, personally, he has, for those of you that don't know, essentially he has been in contact with government officials about funneling money from a welfare fund to, I believe the big purchase was a new volleyball facility at Southern Miss, his daughter's school, where I believe she plays volleyball. And then also he received $1.1 million from a nonprofit called the Mississippi Community Education Center, which got the money from the Department of Human Services for alleged speaking engagements in which he ultimately did not make. He repaid the money, but there's $228,000 in interest that is outstanding, according to the Associated Press. I don't want to speak to them, but I believe there were some text messages, right? Like where he's like, well, I just don't want people to find out about it. Am I remembering this correctly, Bobby? There was you're remembering it correctly. Yeah. I'm, I don't want to speak ill on this, this wonderful man's name. If if that would be incorrect to say that he is essentially a welfare queen that couldn't, after all that he did in his NFL career, uh, couldn't even get up enough money to help upgrade his daughter's volleyball facility. So, I mean, come on, get your bootstraps, buddy. Pull those up. Get a better volleyball facility. I don't get it. I don't get why he needs. I don't get why he needs our money, right, Bobby? That seems weird that Brett Favre would need our money. But also, who's paying Brett Favre $1.1 million for speaking engagements? Okay, he's very clearly. Go ahead.
People who wear jeans, I think.
People who wear jeans or employers, groups that want their employees that have to deal with him to later on receive emails, pictures of his penis. Probably, maybe that's what it was.
It was a joint. It was a joint speaking agreement. It was him and Anthony Weiner giving a speech.
And on their rider was, look, we're gonna need the names and emails and phone numbers of many good-looking women here that definitely look like they don't want to see our penises, because that is our target audience.
They definitely just Apple airdropped their pictures of their dongs to the entire crowd.
We're going to need you to require everybody coming in to turn on their airdrop and make it open. No, public, okay? Yeah. So, Brett Favre, a joke. Go ahead.
What an absolute joke. I don't know if you saw it. This dude actually got arrested. He airdropped a picture of his dong to everyone on a plane.
I did see that. I did see that guy.
He got arrested. Yeah,
he turned it around.
I'm
like, look. Yeah, I'm like, everybody on there had to be so mad. They're like, look, can we arrest him at the other place? Like, everybody here has seen a dick pic. Okay, no offense, no offense, Grandma, but you've seen one. You're a grandma. All right, we should definitely arrest the guy, but let's arrest him in different jurisdiction, because it doesn't matter at this point. We're on a plane. That's dope.
Sure. That's all. That is also a joke. He gets looped in there. It's a twofer.
It's a twofer, double joke.
Yeah. All right. So we are doing something we haven't done in a while. We are doing a fantasy, I guess, pop culture sports draft.
Yeah.
Well, we are drafting sports. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh, this is going to be boring. We got some exclusions on here. The exclusions that cannot be drafted are football, basketball, soccer, hockey, baseball, and car sports. We didn't want to deal with, we don't get NASCAR, but we can do like F1 or like, IndyCar or anything like that. Right. So if it's a car sport, doesn't count.
It's out. It's out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna flip the coin.
So I guess we need to figure out who goes first. You're gonna flip.
I've got a coin. This will be completely honest.
I believe you. Unless I lose, then I'll throw a red flag. But
are you ready? I'm gonna let you call it in the air.
Yeah.
Ready? Go.
Heads.
Oh, it is heads. Tails. It is tails.
Okay. So you get to choose if you go first or second.
In this, I'm actually going to go. I'm going to take the second.
I kind of want to be a second.
I know. I'm going to take the second. Yeah. I'm going to take the second pick here and let you go ahead. And remember, we're typing in our own picks. Go ahead and do that. I think this one is better because I want to be able to see where you're going with it.
Yeah.
And then also be able to
obviously there is
up.
There are a couple trains of thoughts here. There is obviously sports that are most popular around the world, or sports that we like, or sports that might be most popular with our audience.
Russian roulette is probably, it's really high up there if you want to snag that one early.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take I had one, but I just can't do it because I hate it so much. I'm going to take tennis.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think that's a really good pick. It was kind of it was outside of my thought process. I wouldn't have thought about it as the 101, but I don't hate it. So, all right, I am going to with the 1-2 take. Since I've got 2 in a row, I am gonna flip the picks that I'm taking here, because I really would take one first so it didn't get stolen because I think it's a more of a vote getter.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pick this other one because I actually enjoy it more. I'm going to go with billiards. So that kind of covers the
Okay.
whole
That's a good one.
the
Yeah.
whole encompassing world.
I think I know where you're going. I think I know where you're going with 201.
Yeah, 201. I feel like you got a strong regular sport there that's kind of more popular. So I'm going to go ahead and take my more popular sport, and I'm going to go with golf.
Yeah, I was split between tennis and golf.
Yeah, I figured that's what you're saying, and I figured that's why you went tennis because you don't like golf. And I think it was a strong pick, but I think golf is bigger vote getter. So hey, I appreciate you sticking to your morals.
Yeah. So that would be 2. All right. So I got 2 picks in a row here. I'm going to take. I'm feeling a little bit cheeky. I'm going to take at the 2.2. I'm going to take darts.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love the pick. Because it was on my radar for sure.
I thought that's where you were going instead of golf. But then you said normal sport. I was like, all right. So I thought you were going to do billiards and darts. I was like, that is a strong pairing.
Yeah. Billiards and darts. But then I feel like if I lost golf though, that would really put me in a bad position vote wise. While I feel like I would have the better groups of sports, I feel like I'm losing a lot of votes by not having either of those 2.
Yeah. Now, I do need to ask a question, and I'm not – if you say no, I'm not going to argue with it because I'm on the edge about it. We said no football. Obviously, Canadian football out of there.
Yeah.
What about Arena Football League? Does Arena Football League count as football that we're talking about here?
I feel like, because essence, it's football.
Okay.
You line all of this stuff up and you're like, watch one of these. What are you watching, Bobby? You're going to watch, you're going to watch the football because football is fun to watch. Because it's football.
It's football. Yes. Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
It's a fair question.
Because I would hate, because it's literally written on my page. Yeah. Because if you had taken, I would have been like,
no.
But, all right.
I wouldn't have. Yeah, I would have thought of them the same train. I would have asked you as well, and I would have hoped you would have kind of landed in that same round. Because when you hear it, you're like, no, that's a vote getter. Because that's a 101. If you know it's in the play.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So I'm kind of split between 2, and I think one will come back to me. So I'm gonna go and take the one that, even though I like it, I'm not gonna take the one I like better because I think it's gonna come back to me. I'm going to go ahead and snag table tennis.
Ooh, okay. Some ping pong. I think that you were wrong, though, Bob. I think that you thought that I would not think of this. But it was high on my list because without a lot of the sports that we've taken off the table, it would be a very fun sport to watch. I'm going to go with rugby as the 3-2.
Yeah, 100%. I was wrong. I thought I thought it would come back to me.
Yeah, I think I'm sorry, man. I know that's your sport, but if there was no football, I would watch rugby. You know what I'm saying? So that was the next transition. But then I'm gonna go with something I don't know if it was on your radar or not, but I'm gonna go with cornhole.
I think it's something I literally just thought of.
I'm gonna go with cornhole. So
okay. Sounds good. All right, so now it comes back to me, and this is my last pick, correct?
What is this? 4? No, it's the 4-1. You're at the 4-2. You get 2 in a row here. 4-2. Okay. You got 4-2.
Okay, so these are my last 2 picks. I'm going to go ahead and snag what I think is taking out the top sport, the exclusion sports, what I think is the most popular sport in the world left. maybe this might go viral on Twitter, and I'll get these people. I'm going to take cricket.
Okay. Yeah, no, it definitely is. It definitely is on my list here as a possible. I was actually kind of glad to hear you take it, because that means I don't have to, throw it up in the air. I feel like the cricket fan base is very hardcore, and we would have gotten yelled at for not including it. So I feel like it's good that it's in there.
Yeah. And then for my last pick, I think I just thought of it like literally 20 seconds ago, and I was surprised neither of us took it. And in fact, I was thinking of there is a version of this that I like better, but it's not nearly as popular as it was a long time ago. I'm going to take mixed martial arts.
Oh, that is super solid, which really leaves me. You need to do your 4-1.
Oh, yeah.
4-2. Yeah, do your cricket. Wow, that's that kind of threw me out. I did not think about that. And so now I guess since it doesn't matter now, I have two now that that I've got to kind of throw out there to you, and not to you for you to suggest, but since it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was going to go very solidly, easily, no question pick was going to be volleyball, as long as it didn't get picked.
That's on my list.
That's going to, that would be, that's a fun sport to watch. There's a whole, but with the MMA pick, now I'm kind of questioning, I think I need something like boxing. It's tough. You kind of really put me into a position.
Boxing, boxing was on my list, and I decided that MMA is the more popular one now.
It is.
I enjoy boxing better,
absolutely.
So that's why I went MMA.
Absolutely. I've got to go with boxing, though. I mean, you really kind of threw me for a loop there. If I don't get that fighting sport in there, I think that I can get some people that maybe prefer MMA over boxing, with my other picks. But I think without a physical fighting sport there, I think I'm done, even with rugby on the table. So so you want to run through your team?
Yeah, I've got tennis, darts, table tennis, cricket, and MMA.
Okay, don't hate it. I have billiards, golf, rugby, cornhole, and boxing. So,
I think if I hadn't misstepped with not taking rugby, if I had taken rugby instead of table tennis, my team would have been almost impossible to beat. But I had a little bit of a miscalculation and thinking you wouldn't take rugby instead. And so that was my big misstep there.
I think rugby really helps me there. I think that if I would have taken volleyball over cornhole, volleyball kind of came into my mind a little late. But I think it's going to be a solid polling. We always say that, and then one of us just like runs away with it. So it's usually you.
Now, I'll go through some on my list that I didn't get. Curling was on my list that I was thinking of.
Okay.
Same with swimming, but swimming just seems so much more Olympics than it does yes, it is 100% a sport, but
sure.
I don't think many people are going to just sit down and watch swimming if it's not in the Olympics.
Curling. Nothing that really ventured into my mind. I was never going to do it, but just kind of thinking on it now, like any of the extreme sports, and probably what we should do. I think probably what we should do is draft extreme sports.
You should have an extreme sport.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of. I think we stayed pretty good on track with like regular style sports here. That we don't exclude, like, oh, I'm going to take skateboarding, or I'm going to take, snowboarding, or, ski mobiling, or whatever. So.
Yeah. And we have already done a draft before of our favorite Olympic sports. So that's why another reason why I didn't go curling or swimming like that.
Sure.
So we've done that already.
We know. It's been there, done that.
Yeah. Cheerleading, I was on my list. I remember when I played high school football, we kind of had to go to the cheerleading events, and those women were so talented and athletic. It was insane to watch them do the things they do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was super entertaining to watch.
cheerleading at games, I was like, that's not a sport. Now, it's athletic and it takes skill and it's coordination. When it goes immediately up to a sport for me, as soon as you are competitively doing it,
Yes,
in
100%.
a competition, just skateboarding on the street. If you're not sponsored or something, it's just skateboarding. I feel like it's more of a hobby than it
Yeah,
would be
it's the same way.
sport.
It's the same way. Like Usain Bolt is doing a sport. Someone going out for a jog, that's not a
Is
sport. That's just
right.
exercise.
They're just running. Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's more
Yes.
the way that I'm thinking of it. If I'm not getting paid to do it or competitively doing it, then it is not a sport at that point. So yeah, I mean, but we would have clarified that. Cheerleading
100%.
would have been good. I feel like it's a sore subject for some because that was always a large fight in high school. Cheerleading is not a sport.
Always.
Like, dude.
Oh God, I remember one of our assistant coaches got absolutely yelled at by the cheerleading coach during a practice when because a storm came in and we had to go use the inside facility and the cheerleaders had their scheduled practice in there and he was like, all right, girls, y'all need to leave. And the cheerleading coach was like, no. And he's like, no, I'm an assistant coach. You guys are part of the team. And she's like, no, first off, let me be very clear with you. We are not part of the football team. She's like, I'm the cheerleader coach. This is our time. And he's like, yeah, but like, and then he like was saying it's not a sport, blah, blah, blah. And we were all there like, well, this is awkward.
Yeah.
And it was like 30 minutes of them arguing until finally the head football coach came in and was like, guys, we have an entire space. Y'all, we'll just use our own space and like we'll go to the gym, basketball gym if we need to. Jesus.
And like the thing is, like why it's not being a sport has anything to do with it. I mean, because first of all, if we're the chess club and we reserved the gym and we want to play chess, large scale chess across the basketball court, then that's what we're going to do, my man. And you best believe that I'm going to be walking out at the time that I have to, even if I was going to leave early, boss man. Like, I don't get what your thought process is here. It's like, come on. Don't be such a moron. Like, I don't know. Yeah. You're a joke. You're a joke, guy. You're Brett Favre.
Hey, it's a threefer. We had a threefer for what a joke.
My goodness.
Let's end what's snapping their stick.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
I know we often we love to complain. Not this week. It is opening week of NHL. It is a great time. I'm going to a hockey game for the first time in a long time this week. I'm happy. Nothing snapped my stick.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way, and also I've been complaining a whole lot lately, just like about everyday mundane normal stuff. And so I've been trying to complain less, so this is a perfect week to not complain on what's snapping our stick. So I have an anti-snaps my stick because I haven't talked about it yet, and we did What Are You Binging last week, or 2 weeks ago potentially, I forget. Doesn't matter. 6 seasons in a movie, community movie, greenlit for Peacock. I'm so jazzed. I'm pumped. I'm looking forward to it. Just to see the gang back together again. So obviously it's got to be at Greendale. We gotta. I'm just hoping that we get Donald Glover and Yvette Brown on and signed on. So that would be my.
What I would give for a crossover I would love to see a crossover. Like, I don't know, maybe they have some visitors in from Philly, or they go visit a bar in Philly. I mean, that would be wow.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't happen because it is a different network. So you probably, if you want your dream crossover to happen, you should probably pick an in-network program. So
I don't even know what's on Peacock. I'm trying.
Well,
to think
Peacock is
NBC. I don't
NBC.
even want to see them cross.
Peacock is NBC.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what NBC had. Yeah,
30 Rock.
I don't even think of NBC shows really that I guess
30 Rock, The Office.
Maybe Brooklyn Nine-Nine crossover.
Is Brooklyn Nine-Nine is there. So yeah, there's a good few possible options there. But hey, bro, I've been up on the Survivor and the Amazing Race game, bro. Getting into it. I don't know if there's any fantasy leagues for it, but I think I'm gonna look into that next. So
I think there is. We were actually talking about Survivor last night. My father-in-law was watching it, and I got heated over some Survivor because last season people are so fucking stupid. We were at dinner. I was like, no, I haven't watched it. Last season they were so stupid. They were getting rid of their best people because I was like, they blew their load too early. Get rid of these people. They thought that they were being smart. Then all these weak people got evicted because they couldn't win any comps because they got rid of all their strong people on their teams. And I got heated. And then Brett was like, well, why don't you try out for Survivor? And I was like, because I would not be good at the game, just like I wouldn't be good at Big Brother. Because I would call people out on their bullshit immediately. I would be like, you're lying. If I was at Big Brother house, I'd be like, all right, guys, family meeting. This person lied to me. I'm in an alliance with that person and this person. That person's lying to you. So this is some bullshit. And then I'd be gone the next week.
Bold of you to assume that you wouldn't be gone week 1. You're going to walk into the Big Brother house and you will immediately offend somebody by saying something. You just say something. You'll totally forget it. You will not ever even remember it happened. But they will then tell everybody what you said. And they'll be like, yeah, that Bobby guy, right? And when people are like, who should we go for? They're like, yeah, obviously. It's Bob. But hey, don't worry, because I would be right there next to you. And the only reason that I would stay safe is because I would smack talk you way hard behind your back, dude. No question.
Well, in the confessional room, I'd say, I purposely said something super offensive. Nobody told me there was no beer here.
Right. Yeah, I'm out. You're like, I didn't want to get stuck in the jury house. Okay. They give us they give us like 6 beers every 3 nights. Like, I drink all of them, I shotgun them, and then everybody's mad at me. So
yeah. And it's like, and I'm like, not to mention there was preseason odds of if somebody would remove themselves from the house or climb over the fence. Obviously, I put money on someone doing it. I'm making it happen. I did find it insane that they had odds whether if someone from the outside would climb over the walls or if someone on the inside would climb over the walls going out. There was like plus 10,000 odds for each. Because apparently in one of the earlier seasons, like people were like on the streets in LA and like yelling stuff. Throwing stuff over walls.
Yeah, there was some early season shenanigans that for sure. The Amazing Race, Derek X and Claire are on this season from Big Brother 24.
Nice.
So I'm at 23. Excuse me. So
yeah,
we've really taken this Snaps Our Stick into a whole new level. We've morphed it. So
yeah, well, eventually we'll have a Big Brother podcast. It's only a matter of time. I guess maybe just a CBS podcast talking about Survivor.
Just a full CBS. That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah. Yeah. But all right, guys, for Brandon, I'm Bobby. This has been Pucks Out Podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you all next week.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.